So, I almost did this video tomorrow. I almost did. Jason was right there, and I wanted to talk to him. Obviously, you guys know he did the commentary for the baby schoolers the other day here. We all got to see Ontario, and obviously, a little bad news we got with Miss Mildred, who got injured qualifying today. But aside from that, we had a pretty good week. Wednesday we pitched out. Thursday we had a great day here at Northfield Park. Friday, great day in Ontario, and for the most part overshadowed today, but a great qualifying season so far. So Jason was standing there, and I want to talk to him about his horses, his barn. I guess I get all your 2-year-olds in the barn, so I may as well just talk about the barn. We have Adrenaline Rush, Georgian Downs on Tuesday. I thought he fit the Nowhere's a 2, but I guess he's Nowhere's a 3. He's got 3 wins. Or he's got 2 wins. So we'll see how he can do. Right now, classification's the name of the game, right? I didn't begrudge Harry for entering Blue Monk in at Woodbine, but obviously it would have worked out better if he was in the class. First Glance was in at Kawartha Downs today, and I know I had somebody call me and message me about racing the horse at Kawartha. Why are they there? They're there to do exactly what they did today. Win races, get experience, and get confidence. And I know, as I said, Blue Monk's fast. I know Harry really likes the horse and thinks he's a bright future, but we really need to put him in where he can win. Not where he's even competitive, but where they have to bring their game to beat him. And I think that's going to be the name of the game moving forward, is that we can't beat ourselves. I think that's the easiest way to do it. I think that goes without saying in hockey, football, baseball, basketball. Play to your strengths and don't beat yourself. And I think that was on display this weekend. A great job by Mario. I played no hand. I didn't even know those horses were entered until I spoke to Mario this morning about the qualifiers. But both of them jogged. Did you watch the races?
No, I didn't see them.
I don't think I've ever seen First Glance races good. He had an open bridle on him today, I noticed. First time he ever had an open bridle on that horse to race. I'm sure he's trained him in it. But he just looked. He looked. That is how horses look when they're confident, and you don't got to redline them to 105%. He knew he was a winner at the 3/4 pole. He moved him over, tapped him on the tail, and got to sit the bit in his mouth and let the horse finish up. He didn't put those steps in that you see him do sometimes. He looked good. The horse looked great today. I thought that by far his best mile ever in his life. So he really likes Kawartha Downs, but he looked good today. 54-2 is a good mile for him. And then Walk on the Moon, I had somebody say, why didn't we just race him in the maiden at Mohawk? I don't know, because they go fast too. He didn't qualify that great the other day. His blood working back, a little this, a little that, but he just looked like he needed a few starts. And I applaud Mario. He put him in the right spot. He too moved that horse before the 3/8 drove away and won easy. Now he was in with the easier horses, but keep in mind, we don't really have a stack of win pitchers from Walk on the Moon. Today was his maiden victory, and he looked very, very good doing it. 58, 6-length winner. Last half 57-4. No, last quarter in 29 seconds. The horse looked great. Great job. And I think we need more of that moving forward. And I don't care where we have to go all over North America. Jason and I were just talking about globetrotting, how good she was, but how she's too good to be here. Nothing against Northfield Park, but it's kind of like going to a restaurant. You know what you want. If it's not at that restaurant, you don't go to that restaurant. What she needs and what we're looking for is not here at Northfield Park. Sure, she can win the numbers of 5,000 and race for whatever the hell they race for, but she belongs at a better facility. And it's the same like Compass Rose DC. The only reason she had somebody say, I thought you said we weren't racing her for 6,600 anymore. I said, they called looking for a horse. She's 2-1 morning line. Fine. That's different. We will probably send, Jason was going to send her to the Meadows. We didn't know we were going to draw the 9-hole in the pouring rain and the mud at Scioto Downs. Brett Miller raced her accordingly, took her off, raced her easy, finished 5th. It was a training mile. We shipped her, 2.5 hours to train. But that happens. We need to look at what horses we have and where they fit. That's all. And as I said to Harry, I know these guys are under pressure. Brilliant Corners, we all want him to be a grassroots horse. If he's not, put him in the condition claimer. The claiming tag on those horses is, 22.5?
Yep.
22.5? No, it's more than that. It's just 75% for a 3-year-old pacing colt, isn't it?
No, colt will be 22.5. Filly will be
27, right.
27.
But even so, get the thing where they can beat them up. Tipsy and Dixie was great. Did you see her race last night?
Yeah, sure, it's good.
She looked awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Thought she was very, very good. For the most part, I did. I just want to look around the stable really quick. So I guess I'll do my opening first. Looking around the stable, So Admirable, first and second last week. See her race?
That's the filly race in Saratoga.
She won at, she was second in Saratoga. He said she got a little steppy down the lane. Drew 7 again this week, but a great fit there. And I see Mark Beckwith having a little luck with her horses, so that's great. He told me perfect record, trained in 2-2 without hobbles on. I had one of my partners on Perfect Record message, said, where is this horse at? Mark said he wanted to qualify him without hobbles on Tuesday, and he said an old horseman was going to go with him. I forget the gentleman's name. I don't know. I said he's changed quite a bit since we had him in Ontario. Then if he's going to qualify him in 2-2 in Saratoga without trot and hobbles, he's come a long way if he can do that. And then Sweet Ambition second the other day. Yeah, she is what she is. She's going to follow and make money, but again, she's going to be in the hunt. And I told Mark, I said, when she gets out of that class, the good thing about Ontario, there are classes. Like, we can't race those horses here. There's no condition claiming non-winners of 2 or 25 here. You don't have those classes here. Like,
we were just in the cheapest class for mares here.
Yeah, 55, yeah. Italian Grit. There's no place to race Italian Grit here. Not in Indiana, where he could competitively do. His class went 55 last time he was there or something. Can't do that. Northfield Park, you can't race him here. But there's tons of places for that horse to race in Ontario. So again, use what you have. You need to move the horses around properly. So Admiral, Perfect Record, Sweet Ambitions, those horses look good this week. Pace and Philly, I'd like to see her continue to get confident. See confidence. She almost piled the field up a month ago. Won the race very cautiously in Vernon. He raced her the other day, came first over, held it together, but she raced well. Yes, we got Yes qualified. Did he look great? No. But he didn't look fantastic, but he looked okay. And Irv went with himself.
Uh-huh.
When's the last time Sarah Miller drive a horse? People are saying, what's
but
going on with Irv? Irv Miller takes the time to go with the horse himself. It says a lot about what he feels about the horse. He wants to see what's going on for himself. He takes his job seriously, much like you do or I do. We want to see. And I was impressed to see Irv Miller go with the horse. It was a 14th qualifier. There was lots of people still around Poconos that day. So I was happy to see him do that. And we got Spent, who Irv Miller owns a piece of, going to him, and Massive Profit. He took the time out of his day to watch both those replays. Because when I called him the other day, he talked about the qualifiers for both of them.
I gave him a shout out when he was qualified.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
So he qualified well. Then we got Tim. I think we have a Glare AM on the straight and a narrow. We had a problem, and this is a problem you can speak to here in the States. We were lucky to have our caretakers come over because you can't find help anywhere. Not just in horse racing. There's a theme. What's a theme park? Daryl was telling us the other day. It's open 7 days a week now. Cedar Point. Open 7 days a week now, except they can't open Tuesday, Wednesday, because they don't have anybody to work.
The gas station's 24 hours. It closes at 6 p.m. now.
Yeah, you can't find people to work. It's so surreal. It's weird. And, Glare AM was going out to that water spa. They don't have enough people there. She couldn't go out. She's going out now. They just messaged me just now to say, we finally found somebody to work. Do you still want us to take that filly? I said, yes, please go get her. And I know that Tim trained her the other day, said she wasn't touching, but the lag is still a little filled up. What she did was she hit up under her hock on the inside, and left a little bump there. I don't want this filly racing unless she's back to where she could be a legit nice horse. But there's no rush. If she's not a Sire Stakes horse and she's only competent in the Stallion Series that goes for 20 grand, the final goes for 50, who cares? There's lots of money to be made with trotters out there. But I'm not going to screw her up over trying to chase money that might be there. It's not like we're going to strut onto the track in a Stallion Series and be 8-5. We might have been in Philadelphia, but she made a break. You could see the difference between the confidence in Aglariam. The day I won with her, wrapped up, she jogged and touched herself that day, then made a break on James, then come back. I had to hold her together. Took everything I could do to hold her together and get her around to finish third in the Stallion Series. One of my most anticipated drives so far this year is coming up on Wednesday for myself. Aside from the babies.
Luke Ebersol, Mama Knows Best from the Adel?
No. Jazzy Judy in Harrington. That's going to be an ordeal. Here's the problem I have with Jazzy Judy. So her race goes at 7:03. It's an hour and 35 minutes from Harrington to the airport in Philadelphia. The last flight out of Philadelphia back to Cleveland, Pittsburgh, or Columbus is 9 o'clock. That means if I get off the track in my suit, get in Greg Schoner's car where you're sitting, and he drives as fast as he can back to Philadelphia International Airport, I might get there 10 minutes before my flight leaves. So I have to have my known traveler number. I have to have a pre-check, get in there, get through there, have no security, just blow right through and make it, and hope that the gate is close to the security checkpoint. And then I might make the flight. Now, if I don't, there's a flight the next day that gets me back into Ohio at 10:30. Back into Cleveland at 10:30. We qualified 11. It's 28 minutes from Cleveland Airport to this track. So we may start around the 5th again. But we don't have as many this week. But that's how hectic my Wednesday is going to be. This is what it turns into in the summer, right? So Jazzy Judy, so excited. I love this filly to death. And drew a good class, I believe. Just want to get her around, but I would like to win. But man, oh man, she was so good here at the qualifiers. She caught me off guard when she run last time, but she had been so good. We did a little vet work on her afterwards, sent her down to gym. I suspect it's full speed ahead at that point. Then we have Timo Houdini and Brave World racing in Michigan. Timo Houdini, they went 56 last night. Our man won the race, Justin won the race last night. Let something rock. So we'll see how Houdini and Brave World end out the season in Michigan. I think I talked to Ed. He said, when they had the lockdown, before you had the lockdown, you were going to send the horse down to Buzzy, Steve Palermo's man there, Steve Boston's. And I said, yeah, if he can take her. I mean, if he can take him, because he's got a race in Grand River and Georgian, and I don't know if Steve wants to ship from the London area, but I'll talk to him. But that would be a good fit for that horse. He does a great job. And then Brave World, I suspect, will just head back to Ontario, racing in the preferred 3s there, and Grand River, Georgian area, preferred 2 and 3. Harry can race him all summer, but he's been really, really good. Then Cruising in Style done nothing but draw piss poor posts. I think he drew like 9 or something again this week. He can't draw his horse. Harry's barn, Tipsy and Dixie, was absolutely lights out last night. 56, I think she trotted 27-4 in the end of it, if I'm not mistaken, but looked really good. James said she was over on the left shaft a bit, probably just working out some kinks from the winter, but man, she finished up good. And then Johnny's barn's got Blizzard, his only racehorse right now. Obviously he had some bad luck today, but Northern Blizzard in on Tuesday. I hope he races well. He had a great day qualifying also. That Invictus horse come 27-3, I think, in the end of it, mile 58. Now, I did talk to Sylvain. He said the better be Sawyer filly was gutsy. He said she's a gutsy little thing. He said the other two just seemed fine. They seemed okay, which I think is a fair assessment. And then, of course, Mario, Slim Jimmy's coming this week. Mario said he was over on the right shaft. He said, you're going to want to get him here, school him, get the vet to check him out. He said, but he was awesome. 2-2 last quarter in 28 seconds the other day. He said, man, he's a nice trotter. He's coming over here this week. And then, obviously, I just got done watching Walk on the Moon and First Glance jog at Kawartha Downs. That was a smart move. Smart move racing. Much to us racing well and down, I believe, in the fair on Tuesday. Just, we should have the ability to find places for our horses that won't walk on the track at 12-1. We should, right? And if we can't, the horse has to leave, either go to one of our other trainers or has to go to another place, because it just handcuffs. It puts too much pressure on you and the other trainers, puts a lot of pressure on me and the other drivers when you go on the track and your horses are suspected not to do well. It doesn't make racing very fun.
Well, he paced this exact same the night she won first up as the night she backed in the field.
That's what she can do, right? And that's it. That's what she can go. So a great job by Mario with First Glance and Walk on the Moon. 2 very, very well opportune victories, but looked very, very good in doing it. So, a lot went on this week that I was extremely pumped about. Globetrotting, super excited. I told you I love Jazzy Judy. We've been trying to do our best with Globetrotting for over 2 years. As a 2-year-old, she was a killer. She had her quirks, but really, really nice filly. As a 3-year-old, it was always patchwork. Always trying to get her back to right. And when we had her in that strike zone, when we had her where she was good, she was awesome. She raced great. She won for Trace out of the 9 hole. She really wasn't great heading into that race, but raced great. And then, to have ever win the day she lost the shoe leaving in Dayton, winning the mud in 55. She always had talent, but she just couldn't put it all together. The fact that you can train that filly in 55 with no hobbles on at Northfield Park.
I trained her yesterday. That's the first time I've gone a fast mile with her in
how much you go?
A year. 2 minutes, coming out 57 and change.
Yeah, she's so strong, but she can't stay here. I just don't know. I know I'm going to have a million people message me now. It's like baiting a hook. I'm going to have a million people message me to tell me where we should send the horse. I actually called a couple of trainers on the East Coast, so talking like Americans now. We're in Canada, the East Coast would be PEI. So in New Jersey, not a lot of classes in New Jersey for her. So I'd said to Jason, maybe look tonight, see what's available in Indiana. We know that she could do at the Meadows, but I would like to get her somewhere where she can fit in for a while. Even Scioto, if they filled that open trot. Is there a class below that open trot in Scioto?
Yeah, she fits an hours of 6,000 at the Meadows, or at the Meadowlands.
Yeah.
They give allowance to
but I don't want to go to the Meadowlands and ship her back somewhere else. I want to settle her in somewhere. Anyway, we'll figure it out. She's going to qualify this week. I got thinking about it. Maybe Simba might be, either we give him a week and qualify him in 2 weeks, or we qualify him this week and give him a week. Either way, he was awesome the other day. I said to Jason, I trained him in 56 last half and 57 last half and 56, maybe 55 and 4. And that's as good as I've seen Stonebridge Simba in my life, ever, was the other day. He was exceptionally good. I was super, super pumped with this horse and how he looked the other day. Then, to go out and see the horses qualify here and qualify in Ontario the way they did. Obviously, we had a little wind come out of our sails today, but man, oh man, a promising group of horses. Voyage of Ice and Fire was fantastic. Who else stood out here? Oh, Procrastinator looked incredible. The filly Purple Aura kind of came out of left field. We have those 5 fillies, and they all could be Sire Stake horses. I told you guys that. All of them could. And, they all looked good.
Didn't look good with the Massive horse?
Yes, Massive Prophet. As I said, Herb was watching the qualifiers, and he mentioned him. He said that Prophet colt looked good. He looked awesome. Somebody said to me, are you going to requalify them or race them? Well, there's not a whole lot of races here. We could take 1 or 2 of them down to Scioto, but we don't have a pacing filly. So it's not like, I don't want to ship 1 2-year-old trotter or pacer down. If they rate a 2-year-old pace, you should look and see if Scioto rates a 2-year-old pace, 2-year-old trot. If we could get 2 or 3 horses in, then yeah, going to Scioto would be awesome. I know the Meadows next week. I get done talking to James. He didn't believe me. I said, Harlan, formerly Harlan, Hope's Reprise, we made a shoeing change on him. What a difference. I think that all 3 of those horses are useful horses, I believe. Rose Above It, Prince Tab, used to be LSL. He didn't have a great day the other day. He's missing about 65 pounds. 65 pounds probably on Prince Tab for him to be an effective horse. He just didn't want to play the other day. It's okay. We'll get him to a better place. But him, Hope's Reprise, formerly Harlan L, was fantastic. Last half 58 apiece. And then Rose Above It just kind of got lost in the first overpath. But he was very, very good also. I was really impressed with Rose Above It. 2-1 last half, 58-3 first over. And he's turned into this horse now. You can probably leave with him, drop him in up close, follow, and he'll sprint on the end of it. I think he's that type. And we might race 1 or 2 of those horses at the Meadows next week. That's a possibility. We're in no rush. Keep in mind, still June 10th. We're a month away from the Pennsylvania Sires starting. The big thing for us was obviously trying to figure out and weed out what horses we have for the next generation, right? I think it's pretty clear Voyage of Ice and Fire is the colt trotter we're going to be taking there. I'm leaning towards, I don't think Luck of the Dragon, we're going to have to have a serious conversation with our groups on the pacing side. Luck of the Dragon is not going to be ready for the next generation. We just had that throat trimmed up, right? He's not going to be able to go a fast mile to the point where, like, oh yeah, that's the horse for the next generation. It's going to take this week, next week, the week after, 3 quick miles to really look and see, all right, that's the horse for it. Now, Procrastinator wears flip-flops.
When's the June?
July 2nd. So
he'd have to qualify in 12 days.
yeah, and that's unfair to him, right? That's unfair to him. So I don't think that's going to happen. I guess we'll wait and see till the first part of this week before we have that conversation. But at the same time, Procrastinator looks so strong. Now, he wears flip-flops. Flip-flops on that horse at Scioto Downs, not going to work. So we're going to have to put full swedges on him. I'd set Bailey, too. Maybe let his hobbles out a couple of holes. That horse, he just looks like he's looking for hobble. Now, I might be wrong. We might put the full swedges on him, put the hobbles out, and then have to pull them back in. But, man, oh, man, that horse showed me... That's the first time I'd sat behind Procrastinator in quite a while. And as I said to Jason, we had earplugs in him. They were squarely in his ears going under the wire. Bow in his neck, 28-1 on the end of it, and he was pacing right through his bit under the wire. I channeled my inner James for that particular qualifier, in case you're wondering. It was, he was good. Very good. Confederate Cruiser, no slouch either. First over, 27-4. Now, it's funny, somebody messaged me today and said, Northfield Park had his last quarter 27-4. USTA had it 28 seconds flat. I said, well, we'll go with Northfield Park on this one. He was very, very good also, but he's not quite to the level of Procrastinator just yet. Who else do we have? Massive Profit. I'm going to pull up your for the babies on Friday here. Slim Jimmy was good. He'll be coming over here this week. Oh, Bomb Hugger was good again. I said to Travis wheeled her off cover and she coasted right up alongside Massive Profit finishing up. I said, if you just snap her in the tail and put the bit in her mouth, she'll come right through the bucks and she'll come right through the harness. And he said, she was good. Who else do we have? Duke Deal. Trained good again today. Trained good the other day in the mud for Justin. Remember we watched Justin go in the pouring rain in the mud?
It was fun.
What about our girl Gracie today in Ontario?
Yep.
Last quarter 20 today or yesterday? Yesterday. Last quarter 27-4 for Grace. That was a good mile. Hill of Magic also looked good qualifying. Little grabby in the face, but she was very, very good. Oh, My Jazz also, again, switching gears here. A lot of people ask me, where's My Jazz? Why didn't she qualify? When's she going to qualify? So, this is going to be a good part. We knew, you guys had you could probably figure out that it was a little baffling what was going on with this filly. I had told you she popped that pus pocket out, then there was a foot separation, and multiple times we thought we had her right. First time it popped out, we put a bar shoe on her, we qualified her. She qualified great. Then she come up a little sore again. I'm like, oh, that's weird. Maybe there was a little residual infection in there. We'll have the blacksmith pare that out and see how it is. She never did get sound after that. Enough where you could say, she looks okay, but this filly has never had a lameness issue in her life. It wasn't the same horse. So I said to Jason the other day, the gentleman that runs the pool here, Andy, was in talking about how his brothers, funny little story, his brothers were the people that bought Beach Boutique off us, the Betts brothers. And I didn't know that these guys were blacksmiths. I knew they were sharp horsemen. I knew they were sharp, but I didn't know they were blacksmiths. So Andy's telling me about, I think we had My Jazz out on the floor. We were swimming her. Yeah, and that's why we were swimming her. And he said, you might want to have my brothers look at that horse. And I said, why? I'm like, yeah, okay. And he said, no, we had a couple of horses. They had to clean all their feet out and patch their feet. I'm like, oh, that sounds very good. That's exactly what we need. And it's not that our blacksmith couldn't do it, but this was a very, very unique situation. Usually when you have a foot separation blowout, you treat the foot separation and you continue on. But what if behind that foot separation there was something else festering? What if down lower there was another quarter crack? When they were done cleaning that whole side of the foot up with a Dremel so that you could look at it, it was cool the way I sent you that picture, the way they bluinged it. They put bluing all over the inside of it and let it dry so that you could see what was going on. After they got all that dead foot off there was 3. Not 1, not 2, 3 quarter cracks in there. I've never seen that in my life. Even they said to me, I've never seen anything like this before, where behind that foot separation, there was a wall separation. Then down below at the front, there was a quarter crack near the bottom of the foot, which is probably growing out, but was still active. And then way at the back, at the point of the foot, at the bulb, there was something else in there festering. They got it all cleaned out, patched that whole foot up. Yeah, look at that. Look at that nastiness. That is My Jazz's foot right there. I've been a caretaker, a trainer, a driver, and an owner for 28 years. I've never seen anything like that. And even the gentleman, the Betts, they said, no, this is
And the
insane.
amount of time we've spent on her since
Because the one thing about feet is
mid-March.
Yeah.
March.
If you
April
clean
1st.
if you clean up, just give them time. They'll come. That foot, the way it was there, we would be having this conversation in August. So at that point, when I talked to Andy and I talked to the Betts brothers, and I said, hey, these guys train horses. They have their own barn. Would you have time to look at this filly? We put her on a truck, sent her to the Meadows, because that's where they're stabled, at a farm by the Meadows. Sent her to the Meadows and said, hey, can you... They took the time out of their day, out of their week, because this has been a 3-day process. Took the time out of their week to take another trainer's horse from another state, ship it to their farm, clean it up, and she's not even back yet. She'll be back soon. So the timeline we had is obviously a little stretched, but had we not done this, we would not have made our July 5th deadline for this filly. This filly isn't July 5th. She has to be qualified with a race into her, and that's what I was explaining to the Betts brothers, was that we're running out of time. Now we had lots of time before, but we're running out of time. So hopefully when we get her back this week, we can train her up real hard a couple of times. She sounded up, looks good, and then we can go ahead and race this filly heading into July 5th. So thank you very, very much. I doubt that Scott, Tim, and Andy Betts watches Anthony McDonald's videos, but if you happen to, I truly appreciate what you've done with this filly. And quite frankly, for people that have their own stables, went above and beyond for people that they certainly didn't have to. He could have taken one look at that foot and just said, not for me. I don't get the time. And as I said to somebody the other day, this isn't about having a better blacksmith. There's just some things we all have our limitations. I can help you build a fence, but I can't help you build your house. Just what it is. I don't possess the ability to do that. And to ask somebody that shoes horses for a living to fix up a foot that is in that state of disrepair, it's just unfair. It was unfair to Pat, and I'm very, very lucky. We're very, very lucky that these people helped us out with this filly, because that one at the front that was growing down fine, we could have got to that, but that wall separation halfway up her foot, that would have taken more time than we would have been comfortable with. We would have been having this conversation in August. I would have already pulled my hair out. I would have been bald like Jason. Had no hair. It would have looked like this. That's how it would have looked right there come August if we hadn't got to my jazz the way we did. So thank you very much to the Betts brothers for doing that. I truly appreciate it. So I suspect my jazz will be back first of the week. We'll have her trained up hard by Saturday and qualified next Thursday. What's next Thursday? What's the date? Next Thursday is a
17.
week from Thursday, 24th. That's 11 days before the race. So at worst, we could 11 days. We could theoretically run her to the Meadows and qualify her because it's on a Tuesday, and that gives us almost 2 full weeks. We can race her, and she fits what's she have? Any wins? Does she have 4?
Yeah.
We could either re-qualify her or race her once somewhere else. Oh, we have fairs too. I don't know what fairs are in that time frame, but we'll have options. Put it that way. We have options with a sound filly. We have none with a lame filly. So although she was 90%, she was not getting any closer to 100. So again, thank you very much. A lot of people asking about Rose Run. Why not Miss Meringue? Yes, they're late to the party. They're still late to the party. We're trying to do our best. The one filly's just a massive beast. Miss Meringue. She had some issues behind. Rose Run, why not? Same thing behind. Funny, remember I had said when we bought those fillies as yearlings, they were twins? And they really are. They have the same issues behind. They're big. We just don't want to push them too hard. You push them too hard, they're going to blow apart, and we don't want to do that. Once we get them up to racing, I'm certain we can maintain those fillies and keep them good. But the rigors and the along the road of getting to the races can be very tough on horses sometimes. So we're going to watch both of them over the next couple of weeks and see when we can get them to the track. Who else? We got Oso Pine, and a lot of people ask me why he was on gate. Is the horse on gate because Stonebridge Simba's coming back? We have 2 horses fit the class. Yes, we could send him to Ontario, but truthfully speaking, Oso Pine will never be worth as much as he is right now, this second. He can't do an optional 50 claimer in Ontario. He can't do there. He can't do that 22,000 class. He can race numbers 8, numbers 9, 10. That's what, an optional 30, 40? We have him on gate for 40 US. he'll do much better over here and be worth more here than he will be in Ontario. And as I said to our clients, some of them really love this horse. And I don't blame them. I love the horse too. I'm sure you do. He did us both a lot of good.
Years. Yeah.
But at the same time, he can't be this oh-so pine forever. You know, we can't just turn them out, bring them back fresh, and then they're like they were when they were 3. Eventually they start to slide. And through herd racing, and he's not hard on himself, but he always finds a way to get in tough. Look at a horse like Cruising in Style. Has been hard on himself his whole life. Cruising in Style is like 15 or 18 claim. I know. I apologize. I don't mean to hurt Mark's feelings, but that's what he is, right? Because he is so hard on himself, because he's been hard on himself. And you get these horses that have been through wars, and also Pine's been through plenty. Takes a little bit away, right? So it isn't that I want to sell Oso Pine because I want rid of them. Quite the opposite. I wish I had a barn full of Oso Pines. But at the end of the day, you got to look at what they're worth, and when is the time to sell. And I think 40,000 US or somewhere around that area is a fair number, both for the seller and the buyer, depending on where you want to go. It's funny because the 2 people that had contacted me this week about Oso Pine were both in the Saratoga area. What kind of class? You'd make a mess of horses in Saratoga, and I think that it's the right place for him. For me, I'd rather not race him on a half for the rest of the year. It's wear and tear on a 5-year-old horse. Plain Ridge, yeah, oh yeah. Philadelphia Meadows, yes, and even Mohawk, yes, if we had to. But a good horse that was just the right price, I guess is the way to put it, right? It's the right price. And not that he's sold yet, just so we're clear. Oso Pine, as far as we know, and there's another horse hit a sand crack on the bottom of his foot the other day when he came off the track. We watched him race. He raced great. Next day, a little bit of heat in that foot, and then we jogged him, and sure enough, a little sand crack there. He's done that before. He's had that corner of that foot patch before. So gave him the week off. He'll race back next week. So either he'll race, he'll be sold. Either way, we're lucky to have Oso Pine here. He has had a great year for us. Who else do we got going? That's my girl. Bad luck with her the other day. Oh my God. I don't want to talk about Wednesday, but One My Heart Hanover, it's a pitch. No hobbles on. I get it. We're going to make some shoeing adjustments with One My Heart Hanover. I might even go over to the Meadows on Tuesday. Oh, wait. Got to go to the fair. What did she draw? Do you know?
5.
What race? When do they start?
13th race. She goes at 7 o'clock.
I probably can go to the Meadows and qualify. Yeah. I could go to the Meadows and school One My Heart Hanover, qualify Path of Totality. Tim said, you want to bring any of your 2-year-olds over to qualify? I would, but it's not fair to them to go back Thursday, Tuesday. It's a little ridiculous. So, no. A week from Tuesday I might, but not this Tuesday. I will go over there maybe to school and qualify those horses and then head to the fair in Paulding. For a 7 o'clock post. Wow. What's the purse money on that?
37 something.
Oh,
2
so
divisions.
There's 2 divisions. Okay, so we're going. And then Bill, one of our partners on Well It Down, he wants to buy the mare to race her down around that area, and then he wants to breed her. So I have to send that message out to our clients. I think it's fair also. Again, a filly that, I said to you, oh, she got that class at the Meadows. Yeah, they went 52-3 the other day. So that's a no. She doesn't have that class in the Meadows. So, again, you're going to have certain... Oso Pine's been here for 3 years. But as you get to that precipice of those classes, you have to look at yourself and say, okay, Well and Down won great the other day. She doesn't fit that class anymore. No. She's never allowed in that class again. The next one up is too tough for her. So if they want to race her down around the Scioto area, I think it's probably the best thing to do. Who else do we have? Twinbee Habanero, yeah, he's going to be ready training 2-7 the other day. I talked to Cindy also. He'll be ready in a few weeks probably. It's a horse I'm quietly cheering for. This is a brother to Francis's filly. Twinbee Sunkissed.
James put her on the run the other day qualifying.
I know, I heard all about it. Twinbee Sunkissed brother, Twinbee Habanero, will be qualifying in a few weeks. Now, I have a ton of people, I don't know if anybody asked you, but I have a ton of people asking about 3 Point Blue Chip all the time. Where's 3 Point? When's he going to qualify? What's he going to do? So, I'm going to let everybody in on my quiet little plan for 3 Point Blue Chip. I talked to Tom Grossman, who still owns a piece of him the other day, via text, and I said, listen, the colt's a giant. We trained him here. He come off in 58, but he's still a little peggy in the mornings sometimes when he starts out. Got his feet checked, a little pinchy. Got his knees checked, a little pinchy. He's telling me, relax. I'm a big colt. This is a half-mile track, and before you say it, sending him back to Mohawk just so we can train him hard without any residual issues doesn't fix the problem. You could train him on a straight track. If his knees and feet aren't perfectly ready to go, you're looking for trouble. We already know. We know the horse is getting better. I can tell you his attitude is much better. You wait until James sees this horse again. This is a horse that would pull up a little bit, act up. You know, I was wondering, should we geld him? But he was just too well bred to geld. And we waited, took our time. He's been great. I don't think I've been beat in a training set with this horse over here since I've been here. Not one time. Never. And he's looked very good. But at the same time, here's the first race I want him ready for. If he's good enough, if he's as good as we hope he is, if he's as good enough, if he's the horse we bought, and the horse that was bred to be 3-point blue chip. Plunge Blue Chip's brother, Champlain, is his first start. The Wellwood, potentially his second start. They're both in Canada. And I don't know what I'm going to do with this horse. I mean, thinking out loud, I might send him to...
He's dead.
Yeah, he died, that horse. Yeah, I heard that. I want him to go to a big outfit. A big outfit. He should. I think we owe it to ourselves. I think I owe it to our clients, my partners on this horse. And I haven't talked to any of these people, but I might send the horse to Ben Bergeron. You think of a better trotting trainer in Ontario?
Feels pretty good.
Crushes, right? Does real well.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't talked to Ben, but and this is the first time anybody's hearing this ever. You, me, anyone, out loud. But I want to send him to my wife just messaged me, where are you at? She's at home right now. I'm 6 minutes away at Northfield, and I raced an hour ago. I want to send the horse... He's taking a picture. I want to send the horse to a big outfit. It's not that I have any issues with our trainers, but when we buy this type of horse, I believe it's incumbent on us to do the best we can. Same reason you and I were talking about globetrotting. You had no problem racing globetrotting. You did it for 2 years. We could race her, no problem. But if we're going to send her somewhere, I want to send her to a proper outfit. Not to say that this isn't a proper outfit, but there's certain levels of horses and places we send them. We're not going to run our New Jersey horses. I'm not going to ask Jason to go race our horses at the Meadowlands. I'm going to send them to Meadowlands trainers. Right? Makes sense.
Much as I love her, and I've raced her the last 2 years through the ups and downs, I'd love to see her over the Meadowlands right now.
Oh, I would love to see her at the Meadowlands too. And she probably should. I mean, I'll tell you why I didn't. I had messaged Jeff Grell and said, do you have many mares trot classes? And he said, no, there's not a ton filling right now. I know where they are filling. They're filling at the Meadows, maybe Philadelphia. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. These are questions Jason and I have to talk about and mull it over. But when it comes to 3-point blue chip, he's about 8 seconds, 6 weeks from me saying, okay, this is where he's going to go. But if he progresses in the way I believe he will, I believe it makes sense. I believe it makes sense that, we send the horse to a top outfit. As we're trying to focus on Ontario Sire Stakes in Ontario, Ohio Sire Stakes here in Ohio, Pennsylvania with Tim. We can't expect people to color outside the lines, and this is a horse that has stake races everywhere. Sending them to a Grand Circuit top outfit that can take the horse everywhere makes sense. So that would be my perfect scenario for 3 points. So for the people out there saying, why don't we qualify him? Because he's not ready. That's why. I'm not going to qualify him until I am certain. We can go out and qualify him, and I can say, hey, we qualified 3-point blue chip in 2-3. He was awesome, eh? Makes no sense. I'm not gonna. I want the horse to be at his very best, and that's not yet, but it's coming. So that is 3-point blue chip. Who else is in your brand, Jason? We could talk about quick. Who'd you like the best the other day? I know you probably don't want to talk about West 52nd just yet.
I'm claiming interference.
Okay.
50 was okay. It'll be fine.
Been a while, eh? When's your last drive?
I think when I called Rosie on the run at the fair last year.
Oh yeah, that's right too.
Not a big run.
When's your last flat line then?
I have to look it up.
You have to look it up. You're like Floyd Mayweather, except like he won his fight, so
True.
He came out retired.
Well, to put it in perspective, I kept globetrotting without
That's true. Maybe.
Trotting without hobbles coming at 57.
That's the problem. You might have wasted all your finesse. Those gloves might have been all out of. They might have been out of finesse.
Damn it.
Could be worse. I watched some guy. I was watching I was having a bad morning anyway. Watched after Philly got hurt, and some clown went on the YouTube chat there running his mouth, and I did what I knew I shouldn't have. I argued back, and then I just deleted it and blocked him. But people are so stupid. So, of all the babies, quick, right now, 40 minutes. Oh my God. Of all the babies, what did you think was the best this week and why? Top three Jason McGinnis stable. Top three Jason McGinnis stable moments of this week.
The whole stable?
Sure, go ahead.
Globe, just because she's Globe. And I didn't go in 55. I went in 2 minutes. But this is a filly before this year.
I should have said racetrack, but anyway, that's all right. Globetrotting's good.
Yeah, she'd never been before this year.
You couldn't train her. You couldn't train. Just so people are clear. Globetrotting could not train a mile in 2:8, 2:10 without hobbles on in her life before this year. That is how good this filly is, mare now. That is how good this mare is as a 4-year-old. This is why we gave her 4 months off. This is why we took her time. This is why we sent her to a professional turnout farm to make sure she come back good. This is a culmination of everything we did after her 3-year-old season. And this filly is a totally different... Take all her chart lines and throw them away. This is a different, new animal. And I cannot wait to see her race in 2021. Anyway, keep going. Top three.
Just off the top of my head, I wasn't prepared.
Okay.
The Indiana bred Colt Luke went with.
Yeah,
I thought he looked really good.
Yeah, he's a nice... I told everybody 2.5 months ago, and everybody seemed surprised when I said it. I said, obviously, I thought Will de Win Hanover was our best horse. She got injured. I said he was our second best. My number 2 pick from months ago was Massive Profit. I just liked I don't know what it was about him, but just something drew me to him all the time. I love that horse. And just so you know, he lost a shoe at the quarter pole the other day in the mile, because that's where I found it today when I went and looked. He's a very, very nice horse. Anyway, Massive Profit. Absolutely agree.
Good.
100%.
One of them made a break, so it might seem silly, but Unbeatable Camp.
Oh, yeah. You know what? I was in no form to be talked to after the race. I was angry at myself because I told Amy to take the hood off of Unbeatable Camp. Take the hood off, take the snake cord off. He's not going to need that today. And he climbed in the bike with Don Irvine for 5/8 of a mile. And then Donnie's got the earplugs out, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm going to run over his wheel when I try and get him out if I don't move him now. And I was gone. I was going by him, and he just overtrotted himself. He got looking around. If he had been as focused climbing in the bike with Donnie as he was when he was clearing Donnie, he qualifies in 58. But he just needs... But it's good to know that he's fast. I agree. I forgot about that. It was a sore spot because I was really angry after the race.
You could tell, like, if he doesn't run...
I was really angry after the race, but you could tell this is a horse that wears a set of trotting boots and a closed bridle. That's it. That's what he wears. And he can absolutely fly. So, yeah, I agree. You're right. I did not see that one coming, but you're right. 100% the Walnut Colt. Who's number 3? I'm giving you one more. If you don't say a Voyage of Ice Fire, I'm going to punch you in the throat. Oh, who's your number 3?
Do I got to pick him then?
Oh, no, you do what you want.
No, he was good. I was trying to look up the list because I wasn't thinking there was 21.
He was very good. I like this horse a lot. This is going to be our...
I didn't think you were going to get there.
I know, but see, that's him, right? This is a horse that wears a lot of weight up front, wears a very tight hobble, and he's now... I think we can let his hobbles out. When I train him this week, I'm going to let them out and train him and come a good last quarter with him. I think this horse... You know who he reminds me of, now that you say it? Globetrotting. Remember how tight she wore her hobbles at 2? Mm-hmm. And needed them tight and wore weight. This colt here, I kicked the earplugs out and scared him coming out of the turn. He finished from the head of the lane to the wire as fast as his body would allow him to trot under the wire. That's how he is. I love horses, and he dawdles too. He's not stupid. You know, he shies away from everything. Yeah. He would not come up onto Don Irvine's back. Would not do it. He stayed like the length of the hood of this car away from him. But as soon as I angled him out and called on him, oh man, was he trotting. For a 2-year-old to come 29 flat or 29-1 on a half-mile track and close and pass a horse, that horse was not stopping.
No.
He was trotting hard. Last eighth, I loved it. I'd love somebody to time the last eighth.
Yeah.
Because he was trotting as fast as his body would go. But winners win. And that's important. Everybody should understand that. Winners win. And this horse has always been a winner, has always tried to do it. And I said to Amy last week, I said, he's got a brother that made $750,000. It's not like his family doesn't have talent and pedigree in it. A good horse, but winners win. And you're 100% correct. Voyage of Ice and Fire, Could have been second. I could have said, he qualified well, and everybody would have been happy.
Right till the end.
But for him to get up,
be second.
impressive. And I love the horse, and it takes a lot for him to impress me because he's impressed me for a long time. What he did the other day, how flawless he was finishing up, but his determination to get there and understand what his job was. He was at 100+% going under the wire, as wide open as he could go. And I truly, truly love that about horses. As a driver, I can tell when they're doing all they can plus, and he was. So absolutely, I love ending my opening videos on a positive note, 100%. So for me this week, I'm looking forward to racing some horses, qualifying some horses, but Jazzy Judy sticks out in my mind. I'm not really interested I'm worried I'm going to miss my flight, obviously, coming back, and I'm going to have to scramble to get one the next morning, but you know what? It's all worth it with her. So that is a long opening, a great week. Wasn't without its hurdles, wasn't without its stumblings. We did have an issue, but at the same time, for the most part, looking at the stable.ca and all that is under it, it was a great week.
I got the sniffles sitting in the air conditioning all day Thursday. It was chilly.
I don't want to talk to you.
It's cold.
Take care.